Welcome to my Wilderness Only Ironman account, where I'll be upgrading my gear and stats locked only to the wilderness. I look forward to presenting to you Wildanator. Hello there guys, and welcome to my Wilderness Only Ironman Episode 2. So we're going to kick things straight from where we left off last episode. These are our stats, and we need to get ourselves 43 per air. For that we have ourselves lots and lots of lava dragon bones. I'm just feeling a little crazy, so I'm just going to take them all out, one big go, and yeah, really hope we don't get killed, because if we do, that's going to be absolutely awful. Here I am, minding my own business, doing myself some prayer. As you can see, we were nearly up with the lava bones, and I was just about to get myself 43 prayer. And actually, it was at this point that I realised quite how dangerous it was, and quite how easily I could have died. So I'm really happy that it happened literally just after 43 prayer. The timing could not be more perfect. The second I get it, someone runs in, and yeah, just firebolts me, and I do end up dying. But as you can see, we only had 16 bones left, and we got the required prayer level that we wanted. Here we have 15 fletching coming in, and as you can see that got us 27 wood cutting. This just has been on normal trees because it's the only thing you can fletch at such a low level. Iron arrows would be absolutely beautiful to make. Unfortunately, there's no sustainable way to get feathers. I had originally considered aviances, but unfortunately they drop such low numbers, and it's going to be so hard to come by an armadillo item. That's just not going to be feasible at all. So unfortunately for the low range levels, the only way of me getting arrows I think is going to be picking up the bronze arrow spawn, which is going to be very monotonous and slow, but unfortunately feathers just aren't easy to get at all. I've decided to stop now at 42 wood cutting, because that is enough for the stable dugout canoe, which means we can travel straight back to Edgeville should we ever die. Just helps the account feel slightly more authentic. Eventually we will get ourselves 57 for the wacky canoe, and that will take us right into the middle of the wilderness pond. So, as you can see from the chat box, we have just finished up our task of 100 odd lesser demons. Took a fairly long time with the fire strike, but we got it done. It was fairly painless, quite AFK. We did get one Laren's key, but unfortunately we did actually die for it. Considering how rare Laren's keys are, I will actually now have learnt my lesson and be banking every time. Our next task that we're going to have is 125 Anku. Where possible, I am trying to kill them in the Revenant Caves. It is slightly more dangerous, but the loots are and tend to be slightly better. So where possible, if it's not too busy, I'll be doing that. So just on our way to Ankus, these do drop a lot of blood and deaths, so that would be really nice. Hopefully we can get tons of them stacked up. I also forgot to show that the Less Demon task actually took me up to 30 Slayer. Currently, pizzas are one of our only viable sources of food, so I'm going to do an hour test just to see how many I can make in that hour. I do now have 47 cooking, which means I can make them into meat pizzas, but just for the basic pizzas, I want to see how many we can do in an hour and how viable that source of food is going to be. Okay, so that's just about an hour test done, and it averages out at about 130 pizzas per hour, which actually isn't terrible. For those of you wondering the method, you just pick up the cheese and the tomato from the table. Fat Tony over here, he sells some pizza base that you can get off him. You add the tomatoes and the cheese to the pizza base, and then you cook on the range. It's pretty simple stuff. When you start adding toppings, it heals quite nicely, so yeah, it's actually an okay food source, being able to do 130 an hour. So I decided to go and get some raw rat meat for the pizzas, and in the process of doing so I wanted to go until I got 40 attack. So I got just over 100 meats, and we've now got 40 attack, so we go from the steel to the rune longsword, which is an absolutely huge upgrade, and it means we can start training strength now. We've got 40 attack, and also with these it does now mean that we're going to be able to make the meat pizzas. So let's get on with making our first few meat pizzas, and this means that we're going to be able to heal that bit more, which just means we're going to be a bit safer within the wilderness. And with the first few pizzas, we get ourselves 50 cooking. So, back to the Ankus task. Unfortunately, in the Rev Caves, there is no way to safe spot them, and I don't want to prayer flick constantly, and I'm just not high enough level to tank them, so it's going to be in this spot here. The good thing about this spot here, and a bonus of it, is this is the only man in the entire wilderness. So, what I can do is when they've all de-aggroed, I'll actually be able to train a bit of thieving here if I want. And with safe spotting them, with the gravestones and things like that, it's not going to be too bad. I'm going to need to do this for 15 minutes, and then after that, they're not going to aggro me. As you can see from the chat box, we just got ourselves 60 magic. It's quite a nice level to get. Now means at some point we can do ourselves the mage arena. Okay, so we did just get ourselves a Laren key. They are really useful and actually very rare. And the last time I lost one, and I said that I'd bank it, But I won't be sticking to my word because I don't want to have to re-aggro these Ankus, so I am actually going to risk it. I'm thinking if anybody comes for me, they're probably going to get attacked by everything, so I'm hoping that I'm not going to die, but yeah, we'll see. Getting slightly more risky, we just got ourselves a second Laren's Key. And a couple of seconds after getting our Laren's Key, we get ourselves a Genie. I was just putting it on Herblore, however I now think that I am going to put it on crafting. Because in the future there is potential I may possibly end up with a house, and if I do, then I have access to molds. And with this kill, that's going to be the final kill of the Anku's task. Did take quite a while here, but yeah, some nice XP because we're now up to 35. I am, as I said, going to get myself a few thieving levels whilst they are de-aggroed, and then we'll get another task. This next thieving level we're going to get is going to be our final thieving level. He does catch you a hell of a lot more than I thought he would, so he has taken out all my food, which is why it's going to be the final level. He also moves about an incredible amount. This is really quite an annoying method. However, it's cool that it is a method because, yeah, I love these sort of niche little things. And that's 18 thieving. We are getting away with our 2 Laren keys, hopefully. Let's see what our next task is. Now, let's see what our 4th wilderness task is. It's going to be 123 black demons. That's going to be a long one. However, it's going to yield some fantastic drops. And also, it's going to be some brilliant XP. Just before we do the Black Demons task, we do need to make some more cash, so we are going to go up to the steel plates, grab a few in the looting bag, and actually just alch a few up there now we can. The plan for the Laren keys actually is going to be just to store them for the time being, because I want to get my fishing up, because your food is dependent on your fishing level, so I want to get at least 40, so I have the option of getting lobsters. I believe that's how it works, although I'm not 100%. So with the alchs we bought, we made ourselves 78k. We also have an inventory full of steel plates and a looting bag. I'll just dump those in the bank for when I next need cash, but for now this is going to buy us a nice amount of runes. So it seems like ages since I've actually picked up the recorder, and it is ages, and I'm sorry about that. I am going to start recording a lot more clips because I have actually done the entire Black Demons task. As you can see, we've done 4 in a row, which means 1 more. I believe that we can start gaining points. So let's see what our next task from Crystalia is. It's going to be 67 skeletons, so I can melee them, so that's going to be a nice task. And over at the bank, a few more surprises await. So we have had a little bit of a sort out. We have got a little bit of food, which is always nice. This is my upgraded gear tab. So we've been able to get ourselves rid of the Addy plate because we've got a rune chain body drop. We actually got 2, so we're going to be able to alch one of those, plus a couple of helms. This is going to be my alchable drop, so hopefully I won't be doing steel plates and things. I should be able to sustain myself from Slayer. And then this one's a bit of a loot tab. As you can now see, we have 4 Laren's keys. So I really do need to start soon doing some fishing so I can open those up. As I said, it has been it has definitely been a few days since I've picked up the recorder, because those Black Demons tasks take absolutely ages, but I do want to start showing you guys when I get the drops, the Laren keys, Slayer levels, all that sort of thing, because it's been way too long. I've actually got 42 Slayer now, 50 defense, 64 magic, so yeah. We decided to do ourselves some fishing up at the bandit camp, and we have just got ourselves level 15, which does now mean we can catch anchovies, which doesn't seem like a huge upgrade. However, it is, because the shrimp only give 10 XP per shrimp, so I'm like getting like 2.5k an hour or something, whereas the anchovies give 40, so when I catch those it'll be 4 times the amount of XP. 20 fishing, and it's taken our XP an hour from about 2.5k to about 7.5, 8k, so yeah, quite the upgrade. I should note that's from the 15 fishing. It doesn't change anything at 20, it's just because I'm now catching the anchovies, the XP went up quite considerably. 30 fishing. 35. And after lots and lots of hours of net fishing, we have got ourselves 40 fishing, which means we can now catch lobsters, which I believe means we can get them from the Laren's chest. I think that's how it works. So, I feel like it's time to go cash in some Laren keys. So, where's the fun in just taking one at a time? We are going to take all 4 of our keys, which is pretty risky at level 62, because I can get it up by like level 100 and sort of 18s, but we're going to risk it, so I'll see you at the chest. So, here we go. For first 4 Laren keys on the account, our first key is going to be... That is absolutely awful, can't do anything with those. Hopefully see to the worst thing we can get. 2 rune plate bodies. Actually that's... Oh, I can't wear it because of the Dragon Slayer, but that would have been a best in slot. Even still, they are nice alchables. Third key is going to be some gems, unsure how useful they'll be yet, and fourth key is another seed. Okay, so they weren't all that useful, could have really done with some food. However, we have got ourselves probably sort of 80k in alk, so that's really nice. But yeah, the seeds really are the worst drop I can get, and some of the rarer ones. So going forward from Wilderness Slayer, hopefully we'll get ourselves some of that food. I feel like with the opening of those Laren keys, it's going to be a great place to end up the episode. We weren't all that lucky, however we did get a few alcohols. Just wanted to show you the rune alcohols I've got in the inventory. I will be saving those up just up until I need the cash to compile a nice little loot tab. As you can see from our gear, we are looking like an absolute champ. We are currently on a skeleton slayer task, so in the next episode we shall be getting through that one, hopefully training a bit of range. Something else I wanted to mention is before I said I'd be picking up bronze arrows, I suddenly realised that I can mine iron ore or acquire iron ore or iron bars somehow and make knives, so that's going to be a lot better than just picking up bronze arrows. It's certainly going to be a lot more entertaining to watch. If you like the episode, please give it a like, subscribe. If you'd like to ask any questions, drop me a comment, and until next time, thanks for watching.